everyone. I'm Pat from Phatnari Thepthat University. I'm a second year student at English major. Today I will talk about my portfolio. In this term I have learned a lot. I have studied in my class and from self-study resource. This term is so hard for me because it's online class, but it's okay, I try my best. Okay, in this video, I will talk about three parts. Part 1 is about content I have learned in my online class. Part 2 is about my study resource from my classroom, and part 3 is speaks. The content I have learned in this semester is the English speaking world. The content is about the country, native language, history, and things to know in that country. All activities in the classroom will be included in notes and writing. I found out the reason why I had to learn English. Because English is an international language used all over the world. I learned the history of different countries, continents, culture of each country, the way of life, attractions, food, dress, animals, and I learned how to speak native language. And I just know that the world has a lot to learn. In this part, I will talk about the things I have learned in self-study resource. It's not hard to learn by yourself, but it's also not too easy because it takes a lot of patience not to be lazy. And I can do it. I learned all 4 skills: reading, speaking, grammar, and vocabulary. I read a lot the story of its true fashion can be fatal. It's story that talk about fashion, evolution of costume, and styles of people in each era. I will give content 1, changing closet, for example. How is the fashion begin? A big change in clothes began at the end of the 13th century. It was a time when Europe was booming. They brought new materials from foreign countries such as Russia, China, and the Middle East. That time, the people have more money to spend. At first, fashion was only for the rich, because the clothes of those days were expensive, because they were well made. And this is the beginning of the fashion. Fashion is something that everyone can own. Somewhere is for beauty, satisfaction, to feel or cover up something, and somewhere it to express their own power and prestige. This is something that should be learned because speaking is important communication. I learned a lot of how to speak English from 650 plus English. It has a lot of content to teach me how to speak. The example I will give for everyone is weather. The weather is a very common conversation topic. The weather affects for everyone, no matter where they are. Now in Thailand it's in summer. I don't like summer that much. But it's okay because it can be dressed up in many different ways. Do you like this weather? I learned grammar from Oxford in grammar course. I'm not good at grammar because English has a lot of grammar that confuse me, but I try my best. The example is section 3, talking about the future. There are 3 common ways to talk about the future in English: going to, present progressive, and will. We use going to or the present progressive especially when the future has some present reality, and sometimes we can use the simple present to talk about the future. I'm really going to stop drinking alcohol. I'm seeing Lisa this evening. I'll phone you when I get home. I learned vocabulary from Basic Vocabulary in USA. This book have a lot of vocabulary and how to use that words. I got many words from this book. I will give Unit 14 movements for example. The movement is when you walk, run, sit, or do something that requires moving. That is movement. The transportation is movement too. You want to take a bus or subway? You ride the bicycle? In this part, I will talk about speaks, which is another way for practicing English. I think it can be developed in many traits. And this is the content that I have learned all in this semester. Thank you. See you next semester. Goodbye.